Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan from UnitedQ. It's Wednesday, which means we have another awesome podcast to get you over hump day. I'm here with my co-host, the awesome and amazing BBQForte.
Hello.
And we're always brought to you by ProQ, our epic sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with a top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. And you can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking about buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade or even looking to pick up some amazing accessories, check them out over at Max Barbecue. So let's get the fire started. We've got Emma Milest on the show, and it's going to be another awesome one. Emma, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys, thanks for having me. Hi everybody out there, my name's Emma Milest, I'm from bunch of Swines, and also you may have seen me on the BBQ Champ last year. Let's have a chat and let's get going.
Awesome. Great to have you on the show, Emma. We like to get some women on the show now and again because it seems to be a very male-dominated environment, so it's nice to have you in there. It's quite a good question, I guess, to start off with. What's it like in the male-dominated world of barbecue? Do you find it all right as a woman?
Yeah, for me personally, it's fine. You know, I've always been a tomboy from, the day dot. I've always had more male friends than female friends. So for me, it's just like being at home, really.
And you're better than most men at barbecue anyway, so...
Wow. Okay, you said that, not me. We're going to cause trouble here. It's... For me, when I go to competitions and you've got the locals that I like to call them around you, it's more like being around family and friends than it is about being around competition, these big burly guys. We all have a laugh, we all cook great food, we all enjoy eating each other's food and telling them what we think about it. And at the end of the day, we're just one big family. So for me, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you can give it a go, you can have a laugh, just give it a go.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the fundamentals of barbecue is all about getting around the barbecue, getting together and having a good time. And I think that's really synonymous with the barbecue community. It is a really big, just extended family. We all just sort of get on so well, and everyone, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like I know so many people so well, but at the same time, never even met some of them. And it's it's just an epic community.
Yeah, it's crazy. We get that at every competition. You have members of the public being like, I've been talking to you for ages on Facebook. And, you honestly do feel like you do know them, even though you've never met each other before. But that's what Best World About Barbecue is about. Everybody from, no matter where they are in the world, all coming together. I've got my English barbecue family, I've got my European barbecue family, I've got my American barbecue family. And that's what life's supposed to be about. Food, good times, good people.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
I'm preaching, I do apologize.
No, that was epic. That sums up my life anyway.
Yeah.
So I know you've got a large collection of barbecues in your repertoire. Do you want to tell us about some of your cues in your arsenal? Yeah,
we've, the first barbecue we ever bought was from Toby O'Shea. It was, what was it now? It's so long ago. It was a ProQ.
Yeah.
That's the one.
We've heard of them.
We've heard of them. Brilliant. Yeah, that was the first one we ever cooked on, and got hooked on it basically through that way. So then we went on to the Webbers, ProQ, and then it's literally rolled into this huge collection. It's like Pokemon cards. You've got to collect them all. You've got to try cooking on all of them.
They don't stay shiny for that long, though. That's the problem. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's the only bad thing about being a woman is you think, it needs to be shiny. If you go anywhere near it, it's like, don't clean it. It's like, I'm just cleaning the outside. So yeah, we've got a range of pellet cookers. We've got normal, charcoal grills. We've got Fat Albert, which is a cabinet smoker. We've got the normal bullets that I call the twins. It's this thing about naming barbecues. Everybody does it. I don't know why. It's just incorporating them into the family, I think. But yeah, we've got everything from small little Joey to the big ranch kettle. I've got a Yoda that's about to turn up in a few weeks' time.
Awesome.
Which is going to, I love them. I don't know what it is about them, but just cooking on wood and coal just makes my day, really.
So do they all have their own uses, or do you mix it up all the time? Like, do you take certain things for your competitions and certain things that you just tend to cook on in the backyard? Depends on what you're cooking, or what do you do?
Yeah, for a competition, we have the Backwoods IG at Albert, and we also take one of the WSMs, which we do our chicken on. If I'm just cooking at home, if I'm cooking pizza or cakes, I would use the Millest, the ceramic cooker. If it's more big cuts of meat, I light up the UDS, the big drum smoker we've got. To be honest, the Webbers I normally use as a fire pit for the back garden, just to keep warm and for everybody to sit around, because So you can do anything in a barbecue. That's the joy of it. If you get it to a proper temperature, you can treat it just like your own oven at home. But yeah, for competitions, we have our own set. For catering, we have another set, and just for messing around in the back garden.
Cool. Do you do catering events as well as competitions then?
We do try to. We don't advertise that we do. It's just literally word of mouth, really. But
people know now.
The reason we do it is because it helps to pay for all the competitions.
Yeah.
So we don't make that much of a profit from it. It's just literally so that we can go to America and do competitions. We can go to Europe and put money back into us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's something that I was.
Very expensive hobby.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you always hear, and I follow like the competition scene a bit, and something you hear a lot from different competition teams is that the cost is just so high, and especially when you guys are like traveling to the States and traveling around the world barbecuing. I mean, your costs have got to be so high, and that actually the winnings from some of these competitions don't even cover those costs, and it must be a really tough thing to do. I mean, I don't think that I could afford to really give it my all like you guys do. So it's interesting to see that you actually have that on the side to help. That's a really good way of doing things.
Yeah, it is really expensive, and some of the competitions that we do, there isn't any funding for it. You don't necessarily get prize money, but at the end of the day, you're not doing it for that reason. Some people will be like, "Oh, she's talking rubbish," but you don't do it for the glory. You do it because you enjoy it. You enjoy the people you're around with, and if you're just doing it for the glory, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, no, that's
so. Yeah, no. It does get expensive.
Yeah.
I do have a very faithful bank manager that likes me, but I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
No. Do you both have full-time jobs as well?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Ed's a full-time salesman, and I work for an insurance company.
Yeah.
So we work 9 till 5 jobs, and then
by the weekends,
we do this. Yeah.
Ultimate barbecue champions.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, certainly, definitely. The Bunch of Swines are renowned. I mean, it's something that, when it comes synonymous now with competition barbecue, especially in the UK, and you're definitely making your mark in the States and stuff like that, which is absolutely awesome. I mean, you're definitely up there and definitely massively respected it. So yeah, I would definitely go that far.
Bless you. Thank you very much.
So, will you personally regard yourself as a low and slow woman? Or are you a hot and fast, or are you just a bit of everything?
Yeah, I do like it low and slow. There's something about putting on a huge piece of meat, stick it on the barbecue, go to sleep, relax for a bit, and then get woken up by the smells first thing in the morning. I am a lazy cook.
Yeah.
I just say it that way. I am a lazy cook. I do, we have tried the last few weekends doing hot and fast briskets and pork butts and things like that. And yes, you can do it. And it's quite surprising, the difference between the two. But, at the end of the day, low and slow has worked so far for me. I'm just, not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. So what have your results been like then, doing hot and fast with a brisket?
I've seen that Ed's experimented quite a lot with the hot and fast, hasn't he? And the other another member of Bunch of Swines. And I've noticed the other day he posted a a short rib that he did hot and fast, and it looked so good. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I was speaking to someone about it, and I need to give his recipe a go.
Go. Yeah, it's on the Country Wood Smoke website, I think. Or,
awesome.
On the page there. But yeah, cooking it on the UDS hot and fast, you don't see that much of withdrawal. So when you put a brisket in for low and slow, it's 12 pounds. By the time you've taken it out, it's shriveled up to half the size. One thing we're noticing with the hot and fast is there's not that much shrinkage. So even though it is cooking quicker, you would expect the muscles to all get tight and shrink up, but there isn't any of that at all. Taste wise, you get a lot more smoky flavour from a UDS cooking hot and fast, and it just proves that you can do it, really. There's nothing like, if you can do one in 5 hours, instead of 14, hey, give it a go. Do it.
Do you think anyone's going to be at Grill Stock serving up stuff that's done hot and fast this year? Is it too risky?
I don't know. There's one team that they don't mean to cook it hot and fast, but they never seem to get up early enough in the morning. So, for the last few years, I've actually lit the coals before they've got up.
Okay.
And they come down from the hotel room, and I cheers them. But this year, unfortunately, we're not at Grill Stock, so they've got to get their time sorted.
Not naming any names.
No.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
So what actually got you into barbecue in the first place? Do you remember anything, are there any particular memories or anything that actually, that was the first thing that got you into barbecue?
For me personally, I went travelling at the age of 21 around America, and that's when I first tasted proper American-style barbecue. Unfortunately, it was in Philadelphia, so it wasn't like the Kansas or anything like that. But that's when I first tasted it, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty awesome." But then, I didn't meet Ed until a long time after that. And thankfully, he liked it too. So it was like, winner. And yeah, it just all rolled from there. We started watching Man vs. Food like everybody does. We saw all these pits that he was going to, and was like, we could so do that. So we did. And you look back on it now, and it's like, what we thought tasted amazing. You look back on pictures, and you're like, no way. So yeah, that was quite interesting. And then we Googled searched back in 2010 and found that the British Barbecue Society actually did barbecue competitions. So we're like, for a laugh, shall we just turn up? I've got nothing to lose. So we did. We turned up. We cooked some things really badly. We cooked, and we came third in pork for our very first competition ever.
Well, hey. Awesome.
And we were like, okay, we might be good at this. And it's literally 5 years on, and we're still cooking. We're still barbecuing. Well, I'm at barbecues at least twice a week. I try to use them as a normal oven half the time. So yeah, it's kind of rolled into this.
The cooks got less bad, and you got more good food, and you started winning more than just the pork, and here you are.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yes, that sums it up, actually.
So do you cook a lot of competition-style barbecue at home, or are you cooking just normal barbecue at home?
At home, except for last weekend, because we've got comps coming up now at the end of March, we've decided to, you better dust off the cobwebs and practice. But no, normally it's just everyday food, from lasagnas to bread, to cakes, anything. Unfortunately, our neighbours do get fed up of us, but oh well, what can you do?
You must be pretty chicken thighed out, because I saw a picture from a bunch of swines. You were testing some chicken thighs at the weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, I hate chicken. I think everybody hates chicken. Yeah, we've picked up some new sauces and rubs and things like that, so it was testing what we normally do, and I think there were 6 different variations of it. And just after one taste, you're like, I don't want to taste any more chicken. Especially when trimming it, I don't want to see another piece of chicken.
Yeah,
it's too soon.
Do you guys go to like the full extent of like taking the skin off and then scraping it off and then putting it back on and reattaching it all and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's all long-winded there.
Yeah, from taking out ligaments to blood vessels to it's annoying because it's such a small piece of meat. It takes less time of everything to cook, but you spend more time prepping that than you do anything else. So, yeah.
Were there any clear winners from all of that cooking?
There were 2.
Okay.
2 that I liked, which normally I don't like our chicken.
That's good. That's positive.
That's good.
That's a positive note. And now it's like, okay, from that, which ones do we go for?
How do you normally do in chicken in competition?
Over here in the UK, we do pretty well. We're normally in the top 3, top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Over in Europe, though, because our chicken is quite, it's got a bit of sweet and heat to it. In Europe, they don't really like things too spicy.
Oh, Dan, no good for Dan.
Yeah. So, literally, when
they'd hang me.
We were at the Jack Daniels a few years ago, and we gave them one of our pieces of chicken. And he's like, oh, too hot. It's like, mate, it's black pepper.
Yeah.
Calm down. So, over in Europe, we're in the top 10. But, so it's like, okay, let's try and find a happy medium that sorts everybody out.
Yeah, cool. So,
awesome. We shall see.
What's the scene like across Europe? Is there lots of competition teams around Europe?
Europe has exploded.
Yeah.
It really has exploded. The first competition we did over there was about 4 years ago now, and it was the only European competition. This year alone, I think we're booked into 13 European competitions.
Wow. Oh, wow. Awesome.
So it literally has just exploded.
How do you guys have full-time jobs and do that? That must be such a slog on you, honestly. That must be such hard work. Fair play to you lot.
We don't have holidays. We have barbecue.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is like a magical holiday, I guess, I suppose, in itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. Fair play.
Yeah. I like to travel. I like to eat. It just, 2 things just rolled into one.
Yeah.
So, for us, it really does work.
That's an interesting thing, like
wrong.
the whole smoking thing in Europe, and it's like, it goes back to, like, I mean, the Germans and Polish, and they've been smoking things for years. Like, they've been smoking.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, yeah, American style barbecue, originated in America, that's fine, but like the whole sort of smoking and stuff like that, they've been smoking meats and stuff like that. They've been imparting that smoke flavour and stuff for hundreds of years. So that must be like a really interesting aspect that they sort of bring to the table, and I'm sure is actually influential in the way they cook. So yeah, I bet it's really blowing off actually over there.
It is. It is, and you get to try so many weird and wonderful things that you'd never think of trying before. Because quite a few of the teams do have their own Michelin chef. So he's chopping everything up, and you just, because we like to share in the barbecue community, so it's like, try this, try that. And yeah, some of the things that they're creating over there is absolutely amazing.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
What sort of fuels do you use? Are you a briquette lady, or are you a lumpwood lady?
I'm a lumpwood lady.
You're a lumpwood lady.
I'm a lumpwood
like
lady.
You.
Yeah.
I like you, a lumpwood lady.
Yeah, we've always used lumpwood. Briquettes I've used in the past. I've tried a various amount, from the Weber ones that go white after a long time, to heat beads that never die, never go out. But yeah, for me it's lumpwood. Big K is who we've used for years.
Yeah.
We've never had any problems with them, except for every now and then you might get a whole tree trunk in. And you're like, okay, how's this going to fit in the barbecue?
Yeah, Ty Mac put a picture on literally this week, and it was like, it actually was a huge tree stump in the Big K bag. I was like, how are you going to burn that? I don't even know. You're going to have to take an axe to it just to fit it in the barbecue.
Well, it's quite funny because, when we do get Big K, of course, we get quite a lot to see us through the year. So, we get a pallet delivered to the house to this guy on the lorry.
I'm so jealous.
How are you going to lift that into the house? Like, yeah. 8 steps. Literally, the house is full. The living room has got charcoal everywhere. It's got heat, it's...
Ed's so lucky.
Yeah. My wife can't complain now when my shed's full, can she? Your house is full.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll send you some pictures later, then you can hear to show you what I fit with fine.
I get told off just having one bag of charcoal. I'm like, oh, you got to use that one before you buy any more. My problem is, though, I'm the same as you. I'm a real lumpwood person. Love it, and Big K restaurants. What I tend to go for, just love it. Personally, but I went through a stage of, because everyone always goes on about the heat beads and everything, and I bought I bought a fair few packs of heat beads, and they're still sat there, and so I get told off for that, because I personally I used a few of them and experimented with them, and for me, I'm just a lumpwood guy, so now I've got like all these bags of heat beads sat there, and I'm just getting told off for not using them. So
they're brilliant as a heat source to keep you warm while you're barbecuing. So if you ever go to a barbecue competition, literally stick a bag of heat beads in the bottom of your barbecue, lift the lid off, and literally that'll be burning until 24 hours later.
Great idea.
They never die.
Great idea. Love it. Definitely give that a go, because I always do that. And after I always cook, that's what you were saying earlier about how you use the Weber's as a fire. After I finish cooking on the Pro Qs, I dismantle the stacks, and then the base turns into a fire for me. So then we're all sat around the fire. So the heat beads would keep us going all night whilst we're knocking back some bourbon and some beers, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it gets rid of some of the bags, so you don't get any nags.
Awesome.
Yeah. Chuck the whole bag on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Big K's been our weapon of choice really for the last 18 months now.
It's
really,
awesome. Like around us, we've got some local charcoal companies, which I haven't actually. I'm going to say I'm guilty here, but I do love using local produce, but I actually haven't had a chance to go and experiment with them. So I'm going to definitely go and do that, because I find that really interesting. So I'm going to give that a go. And then you got like great people like with the Oxford Charcoal Company and like Lord Logs. And they're like doing awesome things for us in the charcoal world and fuel world, and it's amazing. I mean, like the Oxford Charcoal Company, you can buy specific woods and charcoal, so you can actually be burning different things. I just find it all really interesting. Yeah. So
for me personally, I've used the Oxford Charcoal not only on BBQ Champ but also at competitions as well. And it burns very quickly, so it's a great coal for grilling. Mm-hmm. But for a low and slow, Big K, I can fill Fat Albert up, go to bed for about 6 hours, come back, and it doesn't need refilling.
Yeah.
That's what I found with Big K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on my Pro Q, I can go to, I start it up at like 10 o'clock, go to bed, and wake up, and I'm still, I'm talking like 12 hours, 10, 12 hours, and it's still burning, doesn't need, and I think it's awesome. And that's just from like one full basket on the Pro Q, and that's awesome.
Over the Christmas period, I was trying out some of the Q burn. Have you seen that one? It's like a Cuban, marabou charcoal, and I got sent a box of that to try out, and that lasted a long time. So I was a bit skeptical at first when I first looked at it. It wasn't as big a chunks as the Big K, and I thought, I like having big chunks. It was a lot more like you said, twiggy. But it really lasted really well. And when I say twig, it
was more like branchy, not twiggy. It was branchy. That's what I mean. But you said it burnt for ages.
I was so impressed with it. It's cool. Really, really dense. So I like that. It's good stuff.
Cool.
So do you have a standard go-to cook at the minute? Like, what's your favourite thing you're cooking at the moment? Or like you said, you're approaching competition season, so you're just trying things out. But do you have like a standard go-to cook that's your favourite thing? There's just so many great things.
For me, it's beef ribs and
hallelujah.
Beef ribs and steak. So simple but so good.
Okay, so I mean, without giving away any of your competition secrets, but do you have like a basic recipe you can share with the listeners for like a beef rib? Or can you talk us through the steps?
Yeah, for me personally, if I'm at home, it's literally black pepper and salt. Maybe a bit of garlic powder.
A woman after my heart. Yeah. Sorry, Ed.
That's our recipe. You stole our recipe.
Sorry, carry on.
Everywhere. Sorry, you carry on.
No, we're just laughing, sorry. we're ruining the podcast. Sorry, you carry on telling the recipe.
Yeah, salt, pepper, garlic powder, rub it onto your meat, leave it there for a while until, it seeps in and gets absorbed. Stick it on whichever smoker you have, it doesn't matter which one. Maybe about 4, if you're doing low and slow, say 6 hours later, take it off, stick it in some tin foil with some beef bovril or chicken, beef stock, whatever you have at home. Wrap that back up into a parcel, chuck it back on there for another, say, 2 hours, and it should be absolutely perfect.
Okay. How much of the stock would you be pouring onto it? Should it be like swimming in it, or is it just lightly covering it? Or?
I normally just put a light covering over the top. I'm terrible. I never measure anything.
Yeah.
It really annoys Ed. He's like, "What did you do there?" I don't know. About this much. Yeah. A light drizzle over the meat.
Okay.
Let's say. So that was about 3-4 ounces maybe.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a coating over, just so that it soaks up and goes over the beef. But then also, all the juices are going to flow out and then, go back in during the cook. So it just enhances the beef flavour, really.
Yeah. Do you cook it as like a whole rack, or would you do them individually?
I like to cook them as a whole rack.
Okay.
I know people that do cook them individually, and they do come out brilliantly. But there's something about cutting into the big rack and then separating it and seeing the smoke ring around the outside and the bones popping off and falling on the floor and things like that. It's the whole experience for me.
The whole experience.
Awesome, sounds epic. And
what about wood-wise? What would you be choosing to smoke the beef with?
Yeah.
Beef, I do like cherry wood.
Mm-hmm.
I do like cherry wood quite a lot. So it would be cherry, maybe with a little bit of hickory in there as well.
Yeah.
And I use chunks. I use chunks. I don't use little dusty bits.
No.
And you mentioned steak. What's your favourite steak cut then at the moment? What are you out of choice going for?
At the moment, whatever the butcher's got available. Everybody loves a good ribeye every now and then. But I do like my steaks on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you get so much more flavour in there. So yeah, I trust my butcher very much. He owns the local abattoir, so I know whatever I'm getting is really fresh. I know where it's been produced. I know where it comes from. So yeah, just trust your butcher.
Yeah, that's really important, guys. Everyone listening, make friends with your butcher and shop local. Those are like two of my absolutely fundamental things. I just love it. Love shopping local as much as I can, and yeah, making friends with your butcher, getting to know your butcher really well, and just talking to them.
Yeah, and swapping recipes as well. It's like one of our local butchers. We got him to make some hot links for us, and he's like, "Can I try one?" I was like, "Of course you can. It's your meat." He gave it a go. He's like, "Can I have the recipe?" It's like, "You can sell them. I don't mind.
Just give us 10%.
They help you." Yeah.
So what butchers is that? Where can we buy a bunch of Swines hot links from?
Andrews in Marlborough.
Okay.
But they are called Andrews sausages. They're not called bunch of swine.
Well, if I happen to be driving past, I'll pop in for some hot links then. Ideal. Sounds great. What tends to influence most of your cooks? Like, where do you get your influences from? Like, is it all American barbecue, or do you have a background in any sort of other styles or anything?
When Ed was younger, he was stationed in Hong Kong with his family. So we do try a lot of ethnic spices. We do like our Chinese, we do like our Japanese. So it's a bit of everything, really. The barbecue we do isn't just American style barbecue. You don't have to just keep it to one zone. Just whatever you've got on the side, chuck it in the bowl. Don't be scared to play around with what you've got that's available to you.
Yeah, all about experimenting. All about experimenting.
Oh, yeah. And write it down as you do it.
I'm so bad at that.
There's nothing worse than having a great cook and then going, what did you put in that?
Some stuff.
Yeah, I'm so bad at that. So bad. I'm trying to work on it. I'm just so bad. I'm even bad at like the picture thing. Everyone has all these epic pictures of their food. I'm trying to get better. And like I like cook, put it on the plate, and then I've eaten half it. I'm like, oh, I was meant to take a picture. It's all gone. My plate's a mess, and there's no hope from then. I just can't do it. Can't recover. So that's it. I'm a goner.
And I'm the other way around. I'm just taking photos without even eating it. It'd be gone cold before I finish photographing it.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, one for you, one for the plate.
Yep. Design the plate first and spend all that time decorating, and then no, you can't eat that one. That's the Instagram one.
Oh, it's a sad world, isn't it?
So when it comes to like prepping meats and stuff for your competitions, do you do much in the way of like injecting and brining and those sort of things?
We inject our brisket and our pork.
Mm-hmm.
So our pork butts. But we don't inject it or brine anything else.
No. Did it brine your chicken?
No.
No.
Cool. That's interesting.
The chicken process is so long-winded anyway. I don't want to add
that
to it. So yeah, brisket literally inject with beef stock and whatever rub that we're putting on top as well. We like to stick that in the injection as well. Pork, apple juice, and pineapple juice. But yeah, no, just simple things that everybody can get hold of.
Yeah. What sort of rubs? Can you name us any of the rubs that you guys use?
Are you commercial rub people, or do you make your own stuff all the time, or do you dabble in a bit?
When we first started, we made absolutely everything, and it just got so expensive. And then we tried Big Papa rubs. You know, we tried stabbed rubs and things like that, and we're like, it's actually really good, and for less than it is for us making ours. So we then turned into the whole, let's save money, because barbecue's really expensive, let's go and buy rubs that people have already made. And there are so many amazing rubs out there at the moment, not just US rubs, but we've got Steve Hayes and Priscilla that are bringing out some amazing rubs. We've got, Smoking Penguin, we've got British Bulldog. All of these rubs have been tried and tested, and they use them in competitions, and they are winning. So you don't have to go all the way to the States to try and get a decent rub. You know, we are actually producing our own at the moment, which is really amazing. But then, you know, sometimes you just want that little added bit. So, yeah, we started off making our own. We then went to other people's rubs, and now we just mix the rubs together.
Yeah, and you've got epic companies like BBQ Gourmet and places like that now that are selling all these rubs, and you can pick up the UK ones and the US ones. They've got like literally, I mean, BBQ Gourmet literally has like everything imaginable on there. It's absolutely
they've got
awesome.
From disposable chopping boards, so you don't have to wash up at comps. I love you, Richard. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And if you can't find it on a store, just give him a call or email him, and he's so quick to come back and say, "Yeah, I can get that for you."
And he's so knowledgeable as well. And like, for instance, if you're looking for something, you might even have something else in stock that's similar or that he's tried before and stuff like that. So wealth of knowledge, definitely worth hitting up and giving an email if you ever have any questions.
Got so many on there as well. I just went onto the website now, just scrolling through. It's just pages and
pages upon pages.
Yeah.
My cart is going to be full.
That's going straight in my basket.
Jamaican Firewalk rub. Whoa.
Ooh.
Is that good? Right.
Just wash your hands afterwards, all right? Yeah.
Let's get back to the podcast.
What's the barbecue scene like where you guys are from? So where did you say you guys live?
We live in Swindon.
Swindon. Is there much happening in the barbecue world in Swindon?
except for us setting fire to things, no. Al from, I call him Big Al, what's his name?
Alan Low and Slow? Is it we on
No, he's in Birmingham, bless him.
Dr. Sweet Smoke, yeah.
That's it, yeah, he's in Swindon as well.
He's going to be on the show soon as well. We've got him booked in.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So
He's a right character.
Yeah, he's a great guy, isn't he?
So yeah. So can I ask you guys a question?
I'm not sure.
That's risky.
What got you guys into barbecue?
Right. Do you want to start? Or
do you want to take the reins? you can go.
Yeah. Well, I guess both of us in different reasons, I guess. But my original, like, if I go right back to the start, I guess, is from not from an American low and slow style barbecue, and it was purely just down to the fact that my dad, at any like event that would ever happen, whether it was like a village fete or some event with the scout group or something like that, he would always be the one who was running the barbecue. And it was just such a like social thing. Like, he knew everyone was always around the barbecue, and he was always chatting to everyone, having a good time, and it just like imprinted, I guess, in my mind that it was like a social and fun way to cook. So as we grew up and stuff, I would gradually be trying to take over the reins from him when we were having barbecues and stuff around the place. And then I guess probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I really started to get into it more and went away from just the sort of traditional burger sausage type scenario and went going more down the let's just use this as an oven, it's just a heat source with the added smoky factor, and started to just dabble into just cooking what I normally would have been cooking in the house but out on the barbecue, and started off like a lot of people do with just like a Weber kettle, and found that could really do everything I needed at the time.
Everything. Yeah.
It's just such a versatile like machine, and similar to like just using the base of the Pro Q, I guess you can do the same thing with that. It's just from that one thing, arranging coals in different ways, learning the techniques. That's what really got me hooked. I guess it became more than just a social cool thing to do. It was like quite technical, and I'm a bit of a geek, so I liked the the tech side of it, and being able to go like, oh, what happens if I put a little bit more coal in? What happens if I use this wood and this wood? And I guess I just developed from there, and then found the world of like forums on Facebook and stuff like that, and seeing that this whole massive community existed and grill stock was there, and suddenly before you know it, you're completely sucked into it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then, and then a couple of years ago, met Dan and started to talk to him about it, realised that we shared this innate love to grill stuff and eat smoky food, and that was where it kicked off for us, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. I also have my dad to sort of thank for. He's always like just a pyromaniac, loves fire, and always was, again, from like our Iranian background, there's a lot of grilling, like everything basically is cooked over charcoal and fire.
Yeah.
So that's how he grew up, and that's then how I grew up. And I've always sort of been, I would say like my barbecue sort of love originated around grilling, and I still do love still grill all the time, hot and fast grilling, a lot of stuff. But then I just love cook. I still love cooking. I love cooking, love food, and then sort of like got into charcuterie. I'm always interested in always been interested in food, and love like smoked meats. I love cured meats, and I started doing a bit of charcuterie. And then so got into a bit of cold smoking, and whilst I was dabbling in the cold smoking world in charcuterie, I sort of came across like the American sort of style barbecue, low and slow, and it all just sort of combined into one, and now, it's all a light, and I've now just, sort of met Ben, and then we just sort of came down the sort of the same route together, got involved with the forums, and just learnt loads, and now I'm here, loving life.
We spent so much time just talking to each other about barbecue. We're like, we should re-record this because this is really good. I'd like to listen back to this myself. So that was what the podcast came out of, the fact that we're always talking about it. So we may as well record what we're talking about, and then speak to everyone else about it, and we can all learn about it together.
Stuff, and share stuff. There's such an amazing community in the barbecue world, and it's just like, I just want to speak to you all, learn from you all, and just pass stuff on to other people, and that's what I think we're doing at the minute, which is awesome.
That's the thing. You never stop learning. You learn something from every single cook. You know, and the more you share that, the more that everybody else can enjoy it. And barbecue's just going to explode in the UK more than it has done now.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it's just growing and growing.
I mean, my thing, I love cooking for people. Like, I love cooking for people, and it just so happens that I love being outside. I love cooking over fire, whether it be low and slow, hot and fast, grilling, or smoking, or whatever it is. I just love being outdoors. I love cooking over fire, and I love cooking for people. I'm a bit of a feeder. I love feeding people, and it's just like getting everyone together and having a good time. And normally with beer or bourbon involved, and it's just like. That's what could be better in life. I don't know. I do not know what could be better.
It's amazing when you see somebody that never tasted that kind of food before, and they taste it for the first time. And you see it in their eyes, and it's like, yeah, you're hooked.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I had that exact thing the other day with beef short ribs. I had friends round.
Yeah.
They'd never had them before. Served them up, and they're like, "What's this? What?
Yeah.
How did I not know that this existed?
No,
where do we get these?
What's this sorcery? Yeah. What's this witchcraft you were doing?
Why do we not know about these? We're having these tomorrow."
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just struggle. They don't even understand. Like, again, like with stuff like that, and again, you're cooking like your Christmas dinner or whatever. And I always refer back to Christmas dinner because it's just one to talk about.
It's the pinnacle meal of the year.
Yeah, people like when you say, "Oh yeah, barbecued Christmas dinner," and they're like, "What did you barbecue? What do you mean you barbecued?" And you're like, "Well, did the turkey, did the beef, did the ham, roast potatoes, did the whole meal on the barbecue?" And they're like, "No way! Like, what did you have? Like a big black burnt crisp?" People just don't really understand.
They don't understand it.
No, they don't, and they're fascinated by it, which is great. And as you can tell, we love talking about it. So it's like cha-ching, my chance to talk about barbecue for the next hour, year, 10 years. Yeah, and then you see them pop up in like the in like Country Wood Smoke Forum or like British Barbecue Society. They've liked the pages, and now they're hooked. They're then ordering and then texting you like, "So if I was want to buy a smoker, what size shall I get?"
Yeah, it's like that. And seriously, if anybody has questions like that, don't be afraid. Contact us. You know, whether it's you guys at the show or you can contact me directly and say, you know, what would you choose? Or I've seen this. What do you think of that? Can I do this on that? Literally, that's, you know, we're a source of information. It's what barbecue for me is about. You know, it's about family, a source of information. So yeah. Ask the question. Don't be scared.
No. What's the best way for people to contact you? Do you use Twitter a lot and stuff like that?
I use Twitter or Facebook. You know, I've got a page on there. So whether you go to Bunch of Swines directly or you can find me on there, you know, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. What's your name on Twitter?
Twitter, I am down as the Pit Mistress.
I love that. Yeah, that's such an epic name, the Pit Mistress. So if you want to find Emma there, that she's at the Pit Mistress, add her up, follow, and you can tweet her in it. She's given you permission to tweet her any questions that you have. So definitely don't miss that. Take advantage of that. Yeah, so hit her up, ask all these questions, and like I said, I mean, Bunch of Swines, absolutely epic team. So guys, you couldn't really get much better information there. So definitely tap them up, guys.
So can we have a quick chat about the BBQ Champ show that you were on?
Of course you can. What do you want to know?
We've had Simon on our show before, and we've talked about the application process and stuff from his point of view, and we found it really interesting because it was like you needed to upload a video and send that to them, and he didn't really have the technical skills, so he had to get friends involved and stuff. So what's your story, I guess, of your application process?
My application progress was a little bit different. I got told about the show and went, no way. I then got a phone call from John Finch, Grillstock, because he was involved in the process, to say they really need some women. And I was like, yeah, and? He's like, I think you'd be really good. Okay. So I contacted them and, you know, I just wanted to know what the whole idea was before I agreed to do anything. And it was sold to me as a program to inform people how to use barbecues. So I was like, well, that's what I'm all about. That'd be awesome. I spoke to Ed, my partner. It's like, it could be a maximum of 3 weeks away from home. are you okay to look after the dog? And then I found out who was, he's going to be Adam Rickman. So I was like,
you've already mentioned you liked Van V Food, so that was obviously a big thing for you.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
and that's what happened. So, thankfully I didn't have to do a video. They were that desperate for women, they just picked the first people they saw. And
not doing yourself any justice here.
and that's how it happened. So I got a phone call to say, can you come to London? Can you please bring a recipe with you? Cook something. So I cooked my bacon brownies and bourbon recipe.
Nice.
And went down there. We then had a little cooking challenge, which was, here's all these ingredients in front of you, please tell me what they are. And then here's a steak, how would you cook it? Bearing in mind, this is a barbecue competition with the nastiest steak I've ever seen in my life in a commercial kitchen. And that was the process for me. So, yeah, very different to Simon's, bless him.
Let's go rewind. Your bacon brownies. Is there any recipe on record anywhere? Can we...
I might have to sort you out with one.
Okay.
Yeah, I will find it somewhere. As I said, I write everything down, so it's got to be in a booklet somewhere.
Well, it sounds epic, and I can't wait to try it. So that sounds awesome.
Bless you.
So when you went into the show, what did you think? Did you think I'm going in this to win this? I'm going to win or not?
No, not at all.
No.
Believe it or not, I'm a very shy person. So when I went into it, it was like, I'm part of a bunch of Swines. We're known as good cooks, but we're a team. I do the prep work. Ed does, the fire maintenance, and that's how we work.
Yeah.
So going on to the show just by myself, I was like, holy crap, this is going to be
I
fun.
got to do it all myself now.
Yeah, woo! Until you have 5 camera crews staring down the lens at you about 2 foot away, I have never been so terrified in my whole life. There's even scenes of both me and Simon just sat there shaking,
really,
constantly. So yeah, it was very difficult. But yeah, never went into it saying I was going to win it. I was into it to see how far I could personally go. From being a shy person to actually being in front of everybody, being, wearing makeup, which I don't do, being in bright colours, just things like that. So it was very different.
But a good experience.
Would I do it again? I don't know.
Okay.
I hated watching it back the whole time.
Yeah, no one likes watching themselves on stuff like that.
Oh, no.
Every time I listen back to this podcast, I'm like, oh, who's that horrible guy? Yeah. That voice is awful.
You need to stop listening back to it constantly, though, don't you, really?
Yeah, so I don't think anyone...
You're like, did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great having you on. I mean, I thought it was great you being on the show, and I think you did yourself justice, and I think you really came across really well. So yeah, I think it was awesome.
What was your favourite thing you cooked on the show?
I think it would have to have been the roasted poussin. Because I've never cooked one of those before. And I know they always say, don't tell anybody that you've never cooked one of those before. But when you've been told, like, give me a recipe, and you're like, okay, you give them a recipe, and they're like, no, that's not challenging enough. Okay.
Yeah.
And you go back to the drawing board. But yeah, for me, that was a suck it and see moment. It was like, never done this before, gonna do it, using this, having the skill set that I have, fingers crossed it works. And it did.
Yeah, good. So have you stayed in touch with many people from the show?
Yeah, we're all... It's quite sad, really. We're all like a little family, if that makes any sense. Because we were all just chucked together. Some of the friendship bonds on there are never going to be broken, and we're WhatsApping each other quite a lot.
Do you have a WhatsApp group? That's the question.
Yes, we do.
Oh, they're a real family. They have a WhatsApp group. It's official.
We have a WhatsApp group, and we still talk on it.
Oh, I'm jealous now. I want to get in the WhatsApp group.
Can we get a mention in the WhatsApp group?
Oh, do you want me to stick you in there later? I'll be like, Solomon, check these guys out.
Yes.
Yeah, just say, we know these two cool guys down in Penn. Do you have a barbecue hero? I'm going to chuck it in there. Do you have a barbecue hero?
Yes, I do.
Is it me?
Would have to be.
Is it me?
It would have to be John Hargate.
Cool.
Is my absolute barbecue hero.
What's your favourite thing he does?
Just anything.
Yeah.
You know, anything that he touches turns to gold. This man. It's terrible. You know, he is an amazing cook. He spent some time in Texas when he was growing up. He was taught by some of the best pitmasters at that time. You know, he's over here. He's got he's part of the pub in Brighton at the World's End, and the food that he's producing, you know, is incredible. And sometimes when we go down there, he's like, "Oh, you're not eating off the menu tonight." I was like, "Okay." The next thing you know, he's just chucking out these plates. And it's like, yeah, I've just cooked all that for you. And it's just like, everything you taste is different. You know, nothing tastes the same. But
I'm going to book under your name when I go. Yeah. Hi, yes, Emma Milest. Can I book a table, please?
Yeah, no, I've got a lot of love and respect for that man.
Well, that sort of answered another question. So is that your favourite place to eat then in the UK?
If he's cooking, yes.
All right, okay. So where, if he's not cooking, where is your favourite? Do you have any sort of your favourite barbecue joints in the UK that you frequent?
No.
No?
Because I'll be quite honest with you. If John Hargate's not cooking, I ain't eating.
Yeah, just do it at home.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess when you're winning barbecue competitions, you can just eat your award-winning barbecue from home.
And not just that, you just get sick of barbecue. And when I say that, I mean American-style, competition-style barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be eating briskets all the time.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, no, definitely. I can eat it a lot of the time, but it's not all the time.
Yeah.
I haven't got sick of it yet.
I can imagine maybe one time getting sick of it, maybe. I don't know.
Well, in a few weeks' time, we've got a pallet of briskets turning up. So I'm seriously going to be sick of briskets by the end of the year.
You could eat a pallet, couldn't you?
Well, I could probably try, yeah. I've been known to take on a few challenges, but...
I'm weak.
He is
I was
weak.
going to say, that's a man versus food challenge, right?
Yeah, no chance. Pallet of
You've
brisket.
got 10 minutes.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
I would like to eat as much brisket as I can in 10 minutes. That'd be cool.
Where's your favourite place to eat? It doesn't have to be barbecue related. Or does it?
My actual favourite restaurant that's not barbecue related is probably 15 in Cornwall. I just love it. It's right on the beach. Amazing, nice food, and like the whole ethos of everything that it's about. And I just think from that point of view,
Oliver one.
Yeah, the Jamie Oliver 15. Yeah. That's probably my favourite restaurant. I just like it down there, like surfing on the beach, like the food there.
It is an epic location. Wargate Bay.
It's just got everything going for me, but apart from barbecue.
I know, I'm going to throw in, I mean, the Hangfire Girls just opened up Barry Island, so I definitely want to go and check that out, and I think that could be...
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. They've done such a good job, and already, I mean, like, they've only had it open, like, for some test runs and stuff, and I think, like, some... just going through the menus and stuff, so they're getting the actual real menus printed, ready for the grand opening and stuff, and it looks like they're doing so well, and it's great to see. So, I don't know. For me, it's I can't really say. I don't really have one. I'm not like the world's best cook in no way imaginable, but I always find myself. Ben's pointing at himself. He's the world's best cook.
You said it, not me. I didn't.
Yeah, no. I just always I always find myself like being like overcritical when I eat in places. I'm like, I just leave and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I probably could have cooked that better at home.
We're instant food critics now.
Like we have no right to be, but we consider ourselves to be food critics, so we go and eat these.
We've got a podcast actually, so we can criticise you all we want.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just tend to leave thinking, I could have cooked that better. But at the same time, I've been to many barbecue restaurants, and like I'm going to put out there and say I'm more like a street food sort of person.
Yeah.
So
and we've got some amazing street food around, haven't we?
Oh, amazing! And like my favourite thing to do is, rather than go out for a meal, what I'd rather do over going out for a meal would be to go to a food market somewhere and just eat my way around the food market. That would be probably my favourite thing to do. Food
Rib Man or something like that in London.
Oh yeah, I mean, like London's smashing it. You got so much. You've just got so many different cultures and such a massive variety of people living in one city. Like, you're gonna have those just incredible infusions of flavour and cooking styles, influences from all over, and it's just like we have our English style of cooking, and it's amazing, and then you're just smashing it with all sorts of different stuff, and it's great. I mean, like, you go to like Brick Lane or you go to like Borough Market or something, and it's like. You've got so much amazing stuff. Like some of the charcuterie and cheeses at Borough Market, like, just blow your mind. Like the produce is available, the different ingredients that you can get there, stuff that probably some people have never even heard of, and it's like absolutely incredible. Like you have access
when you walk in there. It's just so like amazing. Isn't it?
I mean, to me, that you can't really beat like stuff like that. Going to like a proper food market and having like local producers that have got. Stuff there for you to try, and I mean, you have to roll me out the place because I'm like a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this.
You'd never leave, will you?
Oh, exactly. No, that's exactly what I'm like. But yeah, that's me. That's me, really.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. Well, we are at right about the hour mark, so I am actually going to have to call it a day there because we're an hour-long podcast. So I'm going to have to say thank you very, very much for coming on. And it's been brilliant chatting to you. I had a really, really good chat, so thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
No problem.
And we'll catch up soon. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's Dan from UnitedQ. Then it's Wednesday, which means it's podcast time. So hope you had a good old listen. And I have my co-host here, the amazing and awesome BBQ Forte.
Thanks. I added that bit of text in.
He says I'm like Ron Burgundy, and I just read whatever's on the screen. So the amazing and awesome BBQ Forte. And as always, we're brought to you by our epic sponsors, ProQ. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking of buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade, or even looking to pick up some amazing accessories, check them out over at Max BBQ. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you later.
See you later. Happy Hump Day.